Hi there, it's Ryan G. Wright with DoHardMoney.com, and the question of the day is, how do assignments work in real estate? And so a lot of people don't even know what assignments are. Assignment basically is, let's say I have a property under contract. I can then assign that contract to somebody else, meaning they take over my position as the buyer. So they're responsible for closing, they're responsible for doing their due diligence. Whatever is left on the contract of the one I signed, they are now responsible for that. So that's the whole concept of an assignment, is you're assigning your interest in the contract over to somebody else. Now that interest may be nothing or it may be a whole lot, but whatever interest you have in that property, you're actually assigning that over to somebody else, and they're stepping into your shoes as if they're the new buyer. Now, how does this work? Well, in most states, if the contract doesn't explicitly state that an assignment can't occur, that means the contract is assignable. So again, unless it says this contract cannot be assigned, then it more than likely can be assigned. Now, you can make this a lot easier by just putting in your contract that the contract is assignable, so then you don't have to guess. But in most contracts, if it's not explicitly stated that it's not assignable, then it is assignable. So that's important to realize. But I always recommend putting it in your contract that the contract is assignable. Most banks put in their contract, if you're buying a property from a bank, an REO, or from a financial institution, most of the time they say this contract cannot be assigned. And the reason for that is they don't want you to wholesale the property. The whole idea with an assignment, depending upon the state that you're located in, there are some local laws here, but you then can get a property under contract. Let's say you got a property under contract for $100,000. One of the ways that you can do wholesaling is a straight assignment, where I can go to you and say, hey, I have this property under contract for $100,000. If you want to buy my contract, give me $5,000 or $10,000. Give me that money now. You step into my shoes and you go ahead and fulfill and buy that property for $100,000. I just made a $5,000 or $10,000 assignment fee because I signed it over to you, and then you would be responsible for moving forward that purchase of $100,000. So that's one of the ways to do wholesales. There's also double closings, there's simultaneous closings, a couple of different ways to make a wholesale deal work, but one of those is the assignment of contract, where I'm assigning this purchase contract over to you, you're paying me a fee for that assignment fee, and then you're responsible for going ahead, or that new buyer is responsible for going ahead and closing on that transaction. So there's some good and some bad when it comes to the assignments. The good with that is you can pay or get paid a fee and walk away from that transaction. The bad side of that is you've got to make sure that the person you're assigning to actually fulfills on that agreement. Or you've got to get seller's approval to do that assignment. So another way that you can do an assignment, if it's not in the contract, or if the seller doesn't say that it's allowed, you can say, we're assigning this contract over to this new buyer. Get the seller to sign it, you sign it as the buyer, the new buyer actually signs that, and then you can move forward. So hope this is helpful when we're talking about assignments of contracts, or assignments when it relates to real estate investing as general. Hey, check us out over at DoHardMoney.com for other tips and tricks when it comes to real estate investing and that whole world. If you like these videos and want to see them continue, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, and we love positive feedback on those reviews. Have a great day and make it a very profitable day.